Hey guys, Madison here, back for another Film Friday, and today I'm going to be watching A River Runs Through It. It's been recommended to me many times, and I've just never gotten around to it, but today I finally have. It's an executive pick kind of day. I know the movie stars Brad Pitt, and I think it's about two brothers, mainly, who live in rural Montana, 1920s, and they love fishing. That's all I know. So it's my favorite thing going into a movie, pretty much just completely blind watch, knowing as little about it as possible. That's the ideal scenario for me, and that's what we're going to be doing today. I remember when people recommended this to me in the past, they mentioned Robert Redford, but I did not see him on the cast. I think maybe he narrates the movie or something, I'm not sure. But I have enjoyed all things Robert Redford on my channel for the past few years. He's just one of those legendary, iconic movie stars that I never really watched his films until I started this channel. So yeah, I think Winter Soldier, Captain America the Winter Soldier, was the only movie I had seen Robert Redford in before I started my channel, and I have since watched a lot of his movies. He has become a personal favorite of mine. And I know I'm far from watching them all, but I am working my way down the list, and I've enjoyed every single one of his movies that I've watched so far. So before I jump in here, quick reminder, if you have not heard the big announcement about the future of my channel, please make sure to stick around to the very end of this video. I'll talk about it after my review again. Make sure to stick around for that. If you enjoy my content, if you enjoy this channel, my reactions, and you want to see it continue, stick around to the end of this video. Okay guys, with that said, let's jump in and let's check out A River Runs Through It.
Long ago, when I was a young man, my father said to me, "Someday, when you're ready, you might tell our family story. Only then will you understand what happened and why."
Ooh, intriguing. Robert Redford made this film.
In our family, there was no clear line between religion and fly fishing.
Gorgeous music already. This is a fascinating time period. It's kind of at the end of the Old West period, but in some areas like rural Montana, still basically is the Wild West, just starting to be a little more civilized.
My father was a Presbyterian minister and a fly fisherman. He told us about Christ's disciples being fishermen, and we were left to assume that all first-class fishermen on the Sea of Galilee were fly fishermen.
Long ago, rain fell on mud and became rock. Beneath the rocks are the words of God.
As a Presbyterian, my father believed that man by nature was a damn mess, and that only by picking up God's rhythms were we able to regain power and beauty. So my brother and I learned to cast Presbyterian style on a metronome.
Well, if there's something I know nothing about, it's definitely fly fishing. Couldn't tell you one thing about it. I know it looks cool, but that's about it. Look at that.
I attended the school of the Reverend McLean. He taught nothing but reading and writing, and being a Scot, believed that the art of writing lay in thrift.
Half as long.
Oh, the dreaded red pencil.
Good. Now throw it away.
Norman! Wait for your brother!
That's the life. You finish school for the day and you're free.
It was a world with dew still on it, more touched by wonder and possibility than any I have since known.
Gorgeous. Stay well away from there, boys.
But it was a tough world, too. And of course, we had to test it. I knew I was tough because I had been bloodied in battle.
Bloodied in battle.
Grace will not be set until that bowl is clean.
The old stubborn child at mealtime. Oh my goodness. He's a strong-willed boy.
Grace.
What do you want to be when you grow up? Minister, I guess.
What are you gonna be? Professional fly fisherman? There's no such thing.
There is now.
In 1917, World War I came to Missoula. So at 16, I did my duty and started working for the U.S. Forest Service. Paul took a job as lifeguard at the municipal swimming pool.
So Brad Pitt is going to be Paul. I was wondering which brother he was going to play. All grown up now. Uh-oh. Sneaking out of the house. What sort of trouble are they getting into?
I know how we can go down in history. We borrow Old Man Seifert rowboat, and we shoot the chutes.
You can't shoot the chutes, Paulie.
Oh, we would be the kings of Missoula.
Yeah, kings.
I'm with you.
Come on.
I don't know what he's talking about doing, but it sounds like a terrible idea. Especially when drunk. Oh yeah, this is a bad idea.
Okay.
Even if they succeed, how are they going to prove that they did it? Like, to where everybody would believe them and put their names in the paper. There's no one there to see it.
Come on, we can all fit.
I don't think so.
And I guess it's just the McLeans.
Oh boy.
Get going over, Paulie.
You couldn't make me do that. Whitewater rafting, not my thing. Especially not in a little rowboat like that. My goodness. Oh, no way.
Jump!
Come on, pop up. Pop up. Oh my goodness. Where's Norman? Oh. Oh my gosh, they could have gotten killed.
What you making? You know what you need on that? Ham, cheese, sardines. Delicious sardines. I should write an article. McLean's conquer shoots. I don't like sardines.
Paul, he doesn't like sardines.
I don't want any damn sardines!
Uh-oh. Brother fight. Their poor mother.
You hit her, you son of a bitch!
Please, I slipped.
Paul is just too much. He just needs to dial it back.
So we returned to being gracious to one another, as the church wall suggested.
Well, thank goodness peace has returned to the family.
Okay.
Okay.
There's always a bigger fish.
The Lord has blessed us all today.
It's just that he's been particularly good to me.
I like their dad.
The year ended with my acceptance into Dartmouth College. So in the autumn of 1919, I boarded the Northern Pacific for a 3,000-mile trip east.
Wow, that's a big life change.
To the son of a Montana minister, Dartmouth was a revelation. And although I was unaware of it then, teaching fit me. In all, I spent 6 years at Dartmouth. On the other hand, Paul stayed home for college. He took a job as a reporter for a Helena newspaper, his connection with the family growing as slight as my own.
Oh, don't want the family to grow apart.
It was not until the spring of 1926 that I finally did come home.
Wow, this is going to be different now. They've been living very different lives.
You can bet that everyone from here to Helena knows the details of your education, Norman. To what use shall you put this achievement?
I'm not absolutely sure yet.
Well, you've had 6 years to become sure, Norman.
Uh-oh. He's not sure. Or he knows, but he doesn't want to tell him yet. He mentioned near the beginning of the film that he likes to write stories. Does he want to be an author, but he's scared to tell his dad that? I mean, being a writer can be a difficult career.
Jeez, the professor. We should celebrate. Do much fishing out east?
None.
Well, what do you say?
It's so weird, like, they're so close and they have such a bond, but there's also this weird tension there. Like, they're just at odds somehow. They're different and they're close, but they're just different and they have this tension, like they're always going to be butting heads somehow. I'm not sure where this is going, but I feel like they could be a good duo. If Norman likes to write and Paul likes being kind of an investigative reporter, they could totally team up, but I don't know.
Cast your mind into the current. You're just rusty, that's all.
You would be really rusty after 6 years. Yeah, he's still got it. He just needed Paul not breathing down his neck while he figured it out again.
He called it shadow casting, and I realized that in the time I was away, my brother had become an artist.
Well, gentlemen, it's been swell.
Where are you going? Heavy date? Where are you going, Paulie?
With the poker table.
We are reminded of the poet who sings.
Where's Paul? He wasn't there with him. I worry about Paul. I worry about him. They made that comment about the poker table. I don't want Paul to get into too much trouble. Norman just seems to be the mostly responsible one, and Paul's the loose cannon.
Who's that?
Jesse Burns.
Jesse Burns.
And he's gone.
You know, I heard Louis Armstrong sing this song once.
Really?
Best jazz in the world. The real McCoy, not like Paul Whiteman of the Clico Club Eskimos, you know?
My mother loves the Clico Club Eskimos.
Poor Norman, he's trying so hard. He just wants to impress her.
Dance?
Let the fireworks begin!
So close.
Oh, you ready for the phone?
No, I don't have to.
No, you go ahead.
Hello, Mrs. Hatcher. I'd like... Oh, she's fine.
We're all fine here. How are you?
No, I'm the one who brought you the drink. We talked about music, and I thought maybe I could come over and listen to the Clico Club Eskimos with your mother. How about Saturday? 8? Okay.
He's in. He's in. His mom was totally listening to all of that.
Hey, here they are.
Brother!
Paul's got a lady.
Shall we?
What is this place? Looks kind of sketchy.
You know the house rules as good as I do, Paul. No engines.
Just get us a table.
Last time, Paul.
Hello, Judge.
Well, somebody's already taken notice.
I'll have a martini.
The usual for Norm, gin and prune juice.
Excuse me. I'd like to order a drink too. Whiskey.
Wonder if those guys who were looking at Paul are people he might owe money to or something.
It seems my editor has been getting calls. No names, just threats.
So he's making some enemies working at the paper. They don't like his reporting, telling a little too much truth about something.
And now, the Muskrat Rambo.
Why do I feel like a bar fight's gonna happen any minute now?
What'd you do me the honor?
I'd love to.
They're really cute. I like them. No bar fight, thank goodness.
Yes. What's wrong?
Oh.
What did he do?
He hit a guy, and the guy is missing a couple of teeth. A remark was passed concerning the Indian woman.
Well, then the guy deserved it.
You're picking your brother up too much lately.
Is that right?
This isn't the first time.
He's behind in the big stud poker game at Lolo. It's not healthy to get behind in that big game at Lolo.
Paul, he just can't stay out of trouble. I was afraid of this.
Staying in his house. Ready to go home.
Oh man, this is not a good situation. Ooh, that looks good. Fresh watermelon.
I have to meet Jesse Burns' family at the station. Her brother Neil's coming in from California.
Hi, Sam. Let me borrow those a moment. Hello, Father. Son.
He's just kind of putting on a show in front of his family and everybody during the day, and then at night, the trouble starts. I feel like Norman should say something to his parents instead of just keeping it quiet, keeping it secret, because they could help, like, I don't know.
They were Methodists, a denomination my father always referred to as Baptists who could read.
Hey, we Baptists can read. You gotta love all the feuding between different denominations. But it's a family feud, you know?
Neil, this is Norman. Norman, my brother Neil.
Oh, boy.
And a lot of desert. You came back to Salt Lake City.
What in the world?
Oh, he's fine. He's just tired. It's a long trip.
Oh my goodness. Checking himself in the mirror.
Miss the ocean.
What's it like?
Big and it's blue. Keep her right on the waves.
Ow! Damn it! Bad dog, bad!
Oh. Oh. Why is her brother giving me so many red flags? I mean, mainly because he just hit the dog. But
Maybe you could go fishing with Norman sometime.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
sounds like a terrible idea.
Fishing.
You do fish.
You betcha.
Yeah, he doesn't fish.
Friday, 6.
He'll be there, won't you, honey?
What's he doing?
The only plan Neil had in mind was a trip to Blackjack's bar. To impress the only other client at the bar, she had been elected beauty queen of Wolf Creek. She had ridden bareback, her skirts flew high, and she won the contest.
I can't stand her brother, oh my gosh. I knew he was giving me so many red flags.
Well, I gotta shove off. And don't forget, old boy, Friday fishing.
That was a nice transition. I liked that.
Go fishing with me?
Sure.
Jesse's got brothers in from California, and, I promised Jesse.
Are you getting serious?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, this isn't gonna go well, I have a feeling. He's such a wuss, he's probably gonna fall in the water and cry because his clothes got wet. Oh no, he brought her.
This is... We meant...
Don't go away.
A real class act, these two.
Neil! What? Fishing.
Yeah, don't see him fishing very successfully. At least Norman has Paul with him.
Where is he?
I'll catch up.
This is some brother Jesse's got. Hopefully he'll go back to California soon.
I know you got 20.
Couldn't you find him?
Hell with him.
Well, I thought we were supposed to help him.
Doesn't like Montana. Sure as hell doesn't like me.
Maybe what he likes is somebody trying to help him.
Interesting. Interesting comment there. Was Paul kind of talking about himself there? He likes Norman trying to help him?
Should we kill him?
Oh my. Oh my gosh. Oh.
What do you think about me spending the night with you and the folks?
It's a deal.
Come on, Buster. I'm as dry as dirt.
Hark, if Juliet speaks.
Oh my goodness. That couldn't have gone any worse. I love that he has to walk home to his family like that. That's what he gets.
He fell asleep in the sun.
You left him alone, Norman?
Not by choice.
I think you better go home.
Are you serious? You're gonna be mad at Norman? It's not his fault your brother's a piece of work.
I need a ride home.
What happened here? Oh. Driving on the railroad tracks? That seems like a bad idea. Especially through a tunnel.
They send trains down here all the time, you know.
I'd be freaking out. She's having way too much fun. I feel like that was her way of punishing him.
You don't like my brother, do you?
No, I do not like your brother. But I like you. I want to see you again.
Thought I'd go out and meet some of the old pals being in town and all. Now don't you wait up.
Does he go out every night? Yeah, they know. They know something's up.
Hi there, Mr. Sweeney.
Who do you know at the University of Chicago?
Wow. He got a job.
It was 1 week exactly before I spoke to Jessie again. She called to tell me that Neil was going back to California.
Thank goodness. I'm not sorry to see Neil go. And neither is Norman.
Why is it the people who need the most help won't take it?
I don't know, Jess.
I don't cry, Norman.
Everybody cries sometimes.
Read.
God, congratulations, Norman.
Truth is, I'm not sure I want to leave.
Montana? Why?
I'm not sure I want to leave you.
Oh, they're so sweet. So are they gonna get married? Is she gonna go with him? Or is he gonna stay?
Give us a couple Boilermakers, friend.
They got engaged.
With all the fish in the river.
I like her.
Congratulations. Let's get the hell out of here and go celebrate.
Maybe not engaged yet? He didn't say they were.
Lolo.
Yep. Figured you felt lucky tonight. I could use some of the luck.
This is bad timing, Paul. Let Norman have a good night. No, no, no. Bad feeling about this.
Hang on.
This is a seedy looking place.
Okay! Okay. No, just
man.
I'm not leaving. What? His hands are hot, Norm. I can feel it.
They wouldn't let you in the game, Paul.
I'll be fine.
Well, they won't even let you play.
Oh, yes, they will.
Norman, make him get in the car. Don't leave him.
I was thinking we never got to go fishing again. Maybe we could go tomorrow. We could get Dad to come along. You ask him.
He's gonna die, isn't he? He's not gonna be there. That felt like a he's about to die conversation. No.
Boy, something smells good out there.
Oh. Ooh. I thought he was a goner.
I've been offered a job at the University of Chicago, teaching literature. I'm gonna take it.
I am pleased.
Well, a real professor. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, but you can see that hint of jealousy there that Norman's on the straight and narrow and Paul just can't get his life together. Man, Brad Pitt is playing that so well. Ugh.
Let's fish together today.
Whoa, that was quick. There's a metaphor, some symbolism happening here.
What are they fighting on? What? What are they fighting on? Louder!
Bunyan bug, stonefly number 2.
Thank you, O merciful professor of poetry and trout.
I'm gonna ask Jesse to marry me.
There it is.
Why don't you come with us to Chicago?
Oh, I'll never leave Montana, brother.
He's not even fishing. What's he doing? He needs to be careful. That's real deep. Oh, he got a big one. Careful, Paul. Oh, be careful. Wow, he got a really big one.
At that moment, I knew that I was witnessing perfection. My brother stood before us, not on a bank of the big Blackfoot River, but suspended above the earth, like a work of art.
Man, he could really be something if he could just get his life on track.
And I knew just as surely that life is not a work of art, and that the moment could not last.
That's true. In art, we capture fleeting moments that are not permanent, but we try to make them permanent. Try to capture that feeling, that emotion of a moment.
Paul had been beaten to death by the butt of a revolver, and his body dumped in an alley.
What? What? That just came out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, they take us from the high down to the depths.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
Nearly all the bones in his hand were broken.
Which hand?
His right hand.
My gosh.
Paul was always present in my father's thoughts. I remember the last sermon I heard him give.
Each one of us here today will, at one time in our lives, look upon a loved one who is in need and ask the same question.
Are those their children?
We can seldom help those closest to us, but we can still love them without complete understanding.
Now, nearly all those I loved are dead, even Jesse, but I still reach out to them. Eventually, all things merge into one, and a river runs through it. Under the rocks are the words, and some of the words are theirs. I am haunted by waters.
Oh my goodness. What an ending line. I am haunted by waters. That was such a beautiful and poetic film and absolutely heartbreaking. It is one of the hardest things in life is to have people you love, people you care about who are close to you, and no matter how much you love them and how much you see they're struggling and they're troubled and you want to help them, they don't want your help. They will not accept your help, and there's just nothing you can do about it. That is one of the hardest things, is to not be able to help someone, not be able to save someone that you deeply care about. Yeah, that is one of the most tragic and heartbreaking things in life, and that was at the core of this movie. And even in the subplots too, and other characters like Jesse's brother, he was obviously troubled as well, had some of the same issues Paul had, and it was, that conversation she had with Norman where she was crying and she was like, why is it that the people who need help the most won't take it? So the theme was there, even in the side plot with her brother. And yeah, it was just so tragic and so heartbreaking because Paul is such a bright and vibrant soul, and he's such an artist of a fisherman, and yeah, just a really bright and vibrant, strong personality that he could have been so great, and who knows what he could have achieved with fishing maybe down the line. But he just had this troubled, dark part of him, stubborn willfulness, and he just couldn't quit his bad habits, the drinking, the getting in with the wrong crowd, the gambling. And I think it was that stubborn, willful part of him that was his undoing in the end, that he kept getting more and more in debt, and he couldn't admit that he just needed help and he needed to quit. He kept saying, it's my day. This is my day. This is going to be the day when I hit it big, and it never happened. So the debt and everything just kept getting worse. The enemies he made in that process that obviously ended up leading to his early and tragic death. He couldn't admit he needed help. He couldn't admit that, and he couldn't admit the failure, just take the loss, take the hit and move on. His pride, I think, was at the core of what was wrong with him. He could not overcome that pride. He could not let it go and humble himself and to admit to his family that he needed help, admit to someone that he needed help. His pride made him say, no, I can do it all alone. I can handle this. I can fix this. I don't need anybody's help. I'm fine. And that ended up being his undoing, was his pride. And it was so hard to watch because him and Norman were so close, and their brotherly bond was so beautiful. But Brad Pitt played it so well, that jealousy that was obviously there simmering beneath the surface, with Norman's on the straight and narrow. He's got his life together. He's getting the big job in the big city, and here I am. You could just see it, the wheels turning, like, here I am still in Montana, and I can't get my life together. I'm a mess. He knew deep down that he was a mess, and there was that envy there. He never voiced it. He never treated Norman like it, but you could just see it in Brad Pitt's eyes. He played it so well. And I saw that name of the actor who played Norman. I can't remember now. I've already forgotten it because it's not an actor I'm familiar with. But he did a fantastic job as Norman. Really, really liked him. I'm not familiar with him, but he did a fantastic job. I really, really liked Norman. Gosh, that was such a good movie. Even when Robert Redford's not in the movie, I mean, he was narrating, but even when he's not in it, starring in it, even when he just directs, it's a great movie. That was so well done. It could have, again, this is one of those where it could be boring. It could be too simple, but this was not. Just telling a really deep story about the human condition, really thoughtful, ponderous story about the human condition centered around fly fishing. The drama was paced so well. The character development was paced so well. I loved the tone. It was just really beautifully made. And these kinds of movies are my favorite movies, where it's less about the plot. Good plot is great, but I love stories because of characters, not plots. I really just love fascinating character studies and well-executed character arcs. It's just that's why I love story. That's why I love to write stories. It's for the characters. Again, a good plot, great, icing on the cake, but characters are my passion. And so I love movies like this where everything else is just kind of stripped away. And it's just the bare bones of character. Let's focus on the characters and what makes them tick. I loved this. Loved it. And I love the setting. That didn't hurt either. That wasn't too shabby. Gorgeous, beautiful Montana. And I loved the fly fishing part of it. Even though I know nothing about fishing, I have fished a total of like once or twice in my life. Proud to say I did catch a fish my first time fishing. It was a very small fish. I did catch one though, but yeah, I am no fisherman, but I love watching people who can fish, and it's like an art form for them. Made me want to go fishing again, actually, watching this. But yeah, what a great film. I really, really enjoyed this one, and I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Be sure to click the link in the description below if you want to head on over to my Patreon and check out the full-length watch-along over there. And speaking of Patreon, so I mentioned at the start of this video that if you enjoy my content, you love my channel, you want to see it keep going, be sure to hang around, stay till the end of the video. That is because if you missed the announcement in my last reaction, my channel is facing a crossroads. We're at a crossroads here, and I make a little bit of profit off this channel, but very, very little. And this is a side hustle for me. My main jobs being an artist and an author, and YouTube is a side hustle for me, but I would love for it to be a profitable side hustle so I can keep doing it, because I do have to take time away from my main hustles to do it. And all of that to say is, to keep this channel going, to keep filming reactions, something has to change, and I need to start making a bigger profit off of my movie reactions. So the solution to that is I'm hoping to get some more patrons over on my Patreon. I currently have less than 100. I have 70 something patrons, and I need to get at least 150 to 200 patrons to really make this channel worth my time monetarily. I love filming reactions. I love doing these videos for you guys. I love watching movies and talking about them with y'all. I love it, and I want to be able to keep doing it. So if you are a subscriber, if you love my content, you love my videos and my reactions, my commentaries, please consider signing up, joining my Patreon. The lowest 2 tiers, one is $3 a month, the other one's $5 a month. That's it. And for $3 a month, you can vote on all of my movie polls for what I'm going to be watching. For $5 a month, you can watch all of my full-length reactions. That's a good deal. So be sure to head on over and check that out if you're interested. I'm going to keep doing reactions until the end of the month of May, and then I'm going to reassess the situation. If things don't change between now and then, I'm going to have to call it quits for now. I'm going to have to go on a reaction hiatus, I guess I'll call it. But if I'm able to get a lot more patrons between now and then, I can keep the channel going. No hiatus. I'm just going to keep going at business as usual. And yeah, I'm hoping I'm able to get the number of patrons I need to keep this channel going, because like I said, I really do love it. I love this community. So please consider going and joining my Patreon. Again, you can get to it by clicking the link in the description, or you can just head on over to patreon.com/madisonkthames. Please consider helping support this channel if it means something to you and you'd like to see it keep going. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Be sure to hit like, drop a comment if you enjoyed this reaction, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video in the future. I love you guys. You're the best. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week for a very epic Film Friday. Bye, guys.